and a great wave of camels crosses the screen as we begin another Total War II replay. This is Ellington, everyone, and welcome back. We've got ourselves a 4 versus 4 on the settlement of Delminium, which I have not seen this settlement in a battle replay in a long time. And there's usually a pretty good reason why. So once again, it's a 4 versus 4, and this is the final cap point right here. This big, keep right here in the center of the city that's really hard to get to with only 2 entrances into, plus all the rest of the city that you have to fight through. It's a rough time. And this is going to be interesting because of that. I picked it because I saw Delminium and I said, hell yes, let's check it out. Obviously, we have a sally out by Saba already in play here. Let's go ahead and get started with some of the factions. For the attackers, we'll start out with Seleucid being commanded by Part-Time. We've got Carthage being commanded by Killicam. We've got Pontus all the way over here being commanded by Lewis Southcott, I think is how you say it. And finally, we have Kush being commanded by Hundred Ass Killa something. I really don't know how to say what his name was. For the defenders, obviously, you can see we have got Saba on the battlefield being commanded by Byzantine. And obviously, by the yellow border on the banner, you can tell that this is the person who sent in the battle. His allies, we've got Arverni being commanded by Herf. We've got Swaby being commanded by Master Sergeant, 4th Kentucky, PFC, EE. That's all I could read. There might be more to that name that got cut off because it was too long. I don't know. And finally, we've got Athens being commanded by, or Egypt, excuse me, being commanded by Al-Khazazif, something like that. Why can't people have, I don't know, semi-understandable names? I guess, obviously that one could be a different language, and sometimes those are understandable if they're different languages, but, man, some of these names, I don't know. Help me out, guys. Make my life easier, please. I wish. And the other hard part is if they send it to me on Discord like usual. Sometimes their name on Discord is different than the name on Steam, and that also drives me nuts because it's like, wait, who is this? Is this the person? Is it the right person? I don't know. And unfortunately, Seleucid here about to lose his giant ballista because he doesn't seem to realize that there's cavalry here. You see, he's got a ton of hillmen, some thorax swords. Where's the rest of his army? Pikes. 2 Royal Peltis. I guess that's his money right there. He went Persian light archers instead of the the Syrian heavy archers. The Persian lights trying to shoot down some of these camel lancers, but the camel lancers might get to them. Now we got pikes not in pike formation getting charged by the camel lancers. Camel lancers, 20 kills, and I'm actually surprised they didn't get this whole crew. I think it would have been worth losing the unit to finish this crew off. That's 760 gold. Gone. Finite. Chariots going in on the camel cataphracts. Honestly, usually not the best idea. Cavalry usually beats chariots pretty well. Especially once they're, settled in, they can't really move very much right now. You also have these slingers here from Saba also shooting at them. You got to be careful, though, as Saba, you risk killing some of your own camel cataphracts in the process. He's only killed 2 with the scythe chariot. Camel Lancers made it, or this is a different unit. The other unit, I believe, died. Wow, they all died. The rest of his men moving forward, as well as Carthage moving up here. Kush is actually pretty much already at the walls. Now, when Kush gets in here, he's in a little bit of a sticky spot because what he's going to face is 2 choke points to get through. And then 2 choke points to get through. I guess if you want to say 1 singular choke point if you want. And then they have to fight their way through this. And then they have to fight their way up here. And then, of course, they have to fight their way through that. Kush has got the longest road here. Pontus and Carthage are basically going to double team Egypt here. You got to remember that as of right now, on this side of the map, the defenders are outnumbered, right? Because one of their entire armies is out here. Thorax swords just getting obliterated because they're all by themselves. Side chariots actually killed 4. They killed 4 guys. 4. And I honestly, as Seleucid, I just don't think he really knows what to do right now. And to be perfectly honest with you, it's a tough situation because even if he played this right, he's by himself, right? He is pretty well extended from any of his allies. Carthage is right here, but really not that close. And this is a lot of cavalry. Hillmen don't have shield wall, so that cavalry is just going to obliterate them. These hillmen are dead. If that cavalry gets in on those hillmen, they are gone. Sorry, I was getting a drink real quick. The archers, you know, they're doing, I guess, what they can to kind of zone these out. But they're heavy heavy camel cataphracts, which means that the archers aren't going to have a huge effect, especially for the first 2 volleys. You know, you got to remember as these guys are running around, a lot of those volleys, a lot of those arrows miss. Okay, and so that's going to be another problem. Now you got your slingers from Saba in on this, and here's something to think about. Saba has no cavalry, I mean, Seleucid has no cavalry to threaten this. So these slingers can just sit there and do whatever they want. They could actually back up a little bit. The slingers could actually back up a little bit and shoot these pikes because the archers are shooting from kind of behind the pike line, which means that the slinger can hit the pike without the archer hitting the slinger. Now we got a back charge by Camel Cataphracts into the back some Royal Peltas. Royal Peltas are not a very heavy infantry unit. AKA getting charged in the back by Cav is not good for Royal Peltas. Just, if you didn't know, now you know. They continue, well, Seleucid's not advancing. Seleucid has actually dropped the towers with 2 of his thorax, and he's not rushing, I guess, but he's moving his units back this way. This is lost. This is a lost cause. It's done. I wouldn't even try it. What you should be doing is probably just consolidating with Carthage here because there's safety in numbers. You know what I mean? They don't have enough cavalry to kill both your army and Carthage's if you keep your stuff cohesive. But you know what they do have enough cavalry to kill? 2 random thorax swords that are all by themselves. The archers are gone. The Royal Peltas are gone. The thorax swords are gone. Everything's gone over here. So now, these guys are gone. Not gone yet, but they're going to be gone. 150 kills, 84 kills, 159, 98, 235. Oy, I'm telling you, man, that is just rough. And they're all about to get more kills. Right in the back. No shield wall, nothing. Don't do it. They did break a wall. If I was Arverni, I would put units out here and finish Seleucid. Pincer them between the Saba cavalry and your infantry. Kill all these hillmen. Get rid of them. The cavalry can do it, but if you go help, it'll be faster, right? You have definitely enough troops to guard against Carthage, and I don't think Carthage even wants to come in here. I think Carthage is probably just going to go this way. In fact, if I was Carthage, I would just go all the way over here. These units are not going to stop that cavalry. Kush is in the settlement now. We've got a bunch of Shotel warriors. We've got Nubian spears randomly. Wow, a lot of Nubian spears. No armored Chotel warriors? Doesn't look like it. Nubian bows. Royal Kushite archer. What did he get hurt by? What did the Royal Kushite archer get hurt by? Oh, some sort of cavalry, it looks like, came out here. I wonder where the cav came from. But I'm assuming that's what got the... Well, no, because there's no dead archers there. What killed the Kushite archers? If we have any... Oh, here we go. Yeah, we must have had a cavalry unit come out. This may be Egypt. And he got a bunch of the Royal Kushite general. Did he get the general itself? No, it doesn't. And he's lucky, because that'd be a huge problem for Kush. We got Hillman up on the wall. Arverni, just go kill him, man. I honestly don't know why Arverni hasn't just gone and killed these guys. That's what I would do. You guys need to be cycling here. He finally went shield wall, but you could still do some damage, especially with the rear charge. And you really don't have any other good options, you know what I mean? There we go, maybe. So he's going up on the wall. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Come on. Come on, go get him. Over here we got Pontus and Carthage. Egypt just, you know what? Egypt's job is just to hold the line for right now, right? The only way they have off this wall is over here or right here. So Egypt and Swaby, you can see, just guarding this spot. That does mean that these two units' only way out is this way. You can see we do have some Arverni units coming over to help, because guess what? They don't have to guard anymore. Because Seleucid is gone. Hey, gone. Now we are probably going to start seeing the cataphracts shift their attention here towards the flank of Carthage, I would assume. Carthage set up with a bunch of Gallic warriors, which they do have a bunch of Javies, but they don't have shield wall. We've got Cretan archers from Carthage up in this little nook right here, meaning they've got pretty good range on stuff. We've got Pontic swords, we've got Levy pikes, we've got a lot of Levy pikes. Somebody broke the rule, because I'm almost positive that the sender said that they did play 1-2-4 here. Got the Cretan archers here with 70 kills already. We do have combat here between the Bloodsworn and the Swordsmen of Kush. Bloodsworn, I actually think, could do pretty solid here with a really high charge bonus. They just have to make sure that as Swaby, they got to do some cycling here. Which they are doing, right? Like, you just saw them cycle 2 units. 76 kills, 27 kills. We're going to shift them again. They're backed up with some Thorax swords, some more Bloodsworn. The thing they really got to pay attention to is these archers. But guess what? Kush's archers are 10 miles away. So, Swaby, do what you're doing, because this is the perfect time to do it. They can't stop you right now. So, charge, charge, and charge again. Got some Woden-ass spears. I'm not a spear guy, especially like the regular spears. Like, people can argue with me about hoplites all you want. That's fine. But spears, I just, they're not good. They're underpowered in this game. And so I just bring more of other things. Bring more Bloodsworn. Where's some Swordmasters for you? Swordmasters would be a really good, 1-2 punch with those Bloodsworn. It's just a super Bloodsworn, right? Got the Gallic Hunters. Oh, they got to run away because Carthage has actually walked down this wall and is threatening them. So Arverni is coming to stem that flow. The cavalry of Saba, excuse me, is coming around. We have what is this army from Pontus? I'm really not a fan. A lot of chariots, tons of pikes. The pikes are all just going to set up against this. This is just... There's a reason there's a pike rule in the game. And it's a pretty... Even if lobbies tend to kind of, change their rules a little bit, right? Each lobby is different. Usually the pike rule of 2 is a pretty much across the board consensus that that's the rule, Maybe I should make a video of what the rules stand for, 1, 2, 4, and all that. Maybe it's a short video or something. Because, without the chat, what people are going to, basically what people are having to do is put the rules in the name of the game, right? They make the game, Grand Campaign 1, 2, 4, blah, 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 right? Well, what does that mean? It means that you have a bunch of the different DLC packs that have different rosters. Well, Grand Campaign means that it can only be from the Grand Campaign roster, meaning you can't bring in like Antony's Rome or something like that. 1, 2, 4 means 1 artillery, 2 pikes, 4 ranged. That in and of itself is pretty simple. We got chariots coming in, by the way. Now, this is a problem. This is not good for the chariots, but this is good for the chariots. Celtic Warriors don't have shield wall. They might have javies, and that, would be good, obviously, but if those chariots get in them, that's going to be rough. He's just walking, though, so if Arverni gets a shot here, those chariots may never even get a chance. Wodenaz Spears have gone in. Bloodsworn 109 kills. 269 kills. 178 kills. I'm telling you, if you don't shoot them, Bloodsworn are legit. If you just keep rotating them. Here's the archers coming up. Are they going to be smart and do what they need to do? Or not? We're going to find out. If they're smart, they're immediately putting targets on these Bloodsworn. Anytime a Bloodsworn shows its face, those archers should shoot it. Here's the chariots. He went the other way. Interesting. We got shield screen, and I'm pretty sure they even have counter-cavalry tactics. He's got 89 kills. I'm honestly not sure how he got through that Wodenaz spear. Maybe he put the shield screen down too late? Chariots, yeah, they're getting some kills. I still think they probably could have done much better had they gone through here. There's honestly nothing around here that can really stop the chariots very well. You know what I mean? There's no shield wall, no shield wall, no shield wall, no shield wall. None of this. These are the only guys in the area that have shield wall. Here we go. Egypt kind of stemming the flow of what happened with the chariots, right? He did get about 300 kills on the chariots. So, that's something. Celtic Warriors 90, taking on some Mercenary Gallic Warriors. Mercenary Gallic Warriors are a pretty solid unit. So are Celtics, though, so... Thorax Swords, 128, 42. Taking on a bunch of Samnites. You really don't need 1, 2, 3 Samnites set up like this. Set up your 1 Samnite, 1 Samnite, 1 Samnite. Or, 1 Samnite with a tiny Samnite, to throw javies, something like that. You know, setting up like this is probably not the most like useful thing. Side chariots. Getting a charge from the camel cataphracts. 301 kills on those. They didn't get any more kills. Side chariots with 19. Camel or no, Royal Camel Archers. I didn't realize that's what he had for his general. 250, 260. It's still like a solid unit. You got to remember these levy pikemen are really shitty. They're really not very good. Very, very low morale. So especially a cav unit getting behind their line and into their backs, it's a really good way to break them. Archers will break them pretty fast. Pontic swords, so they came in like this, and then Arverni collapsed on them, surrounding those units. These Pontic swords are pretty much screwed. Got a sword master on one side. The sword masters are going to do work on this side. The Pontic swords are just not good enough to deal with that. We do have some Cretan archers over here. I think I saw some arrows coming in on the sword masters. Now, it does seem like Swaby is having a little bit of a struggle against Kush now. Egypt has come out with a thorax to attack this flank, but they do... Well, no, the Shotels have not gone in yet. Thorough Spear's coming to help. Got Rhodian... Oh, these Rhodian slingers are going to wreck all this. Come on. Shoot now. They got to start shooting if they're going to, though. $75 kills, 61, 91. The general's only got 17. They haven't lost this yet, but they are having some struggles against Kush. It's really too bad that a lot of the Swaby stuff, I mean, he's got 3 more units back here. 3 units of Wodenaz Spears. I'm just, Swaby, I hope you're watching. Avoid them, man. Like, bring your sword masters, and if you really want to, bring your Bloodsworn, right? But the spears, they're just not that good. I'm just going to be straight up with you, man. Egypt putting more in. But realistically, he's putting a unit here, but this unit's in some trouble. This Wodenaz might be coming to assist it. I hope so, because that unit is in a little bit of trouble. It's kind of getting overwhelmed here. Although, realistically, if you had one of your Shotels in, it would go even faster. Shotels, while they are a little expensive, they are a pretty darn good unit. The OP pike line of Pontus just kind of sitting up here. Saba bringing his cavalry. He's just going to come eliminate all this stuff. I think all these guys broke earlier and they came back. Still got some mercenary Moscot Marauders out here as well. 197 kills on one of them. Bounce power it's decently in favor of the defenders at this point. All right, the 2 Wodenaz Spears, they do defeat this kind of like, you know, that first wave there. But either they retreat or they reform, because here comes the Shotels. If they give this up, they better be ready to give everything else up, because that's going to compromise this. That's going to compromise this. All right, so they're going to defend like that. Or not. Now they're going to go forward. Why do that now? I guess I'm a little confused. Like, are they worried about the back path? So there's this alleyway. You can go down this. Shotels, 45, 9. Here comes more Wodenaz spears. Is this Pontus general alive? Looks like it. What about the Carthaginian general? Looks like it. Kush general? Looks like it. So they haven't lost any of the 3 generals that are left. I like that they brought these galleries, because I'm assuming that they thought they were, like, tortoises or something. Like, I'm not sure. I've done it on accident, accidentally clicking them instead of a battering ram before, because on the screen that you select those, they look very similar. And I get in and I'm like, God damn it. If with the Wodenaz spears, you probably don't need to cycle them the way that you do your Bloodsworn. They do have a solid charge bonus, but as a spear unit, it's probably going to be a bit better just in combat. Got the Cretan archers now taking shots into those. Sworn moving up. That's probably a wise move he's falling back. That is a basic, like, he could probably take them. You know, they're both pretty hurt, but those are both noble fighters, and noble fighters are really good. So I can understand that the Oathsworn's just like, yeah, you know, maybe not. He would take a lot of losses in it, that's for sure. Sorry, I'm just looking around here. You know, I will say, I haven't even seen Kush on the battlefield in a while. I remember there was a time where people thought Kush was just, like, super overpowered and, you know, shouldn't be allowed, blah, blah, blah. But it realistically isn't. It actually has a lot of flaws. He also didn't bring armored Chotels, which is probably the scariest unit they've got. Moscot Marauders taking the charge on the mercenary noble fighters. Now, I think is the time where you then bring that Oathsworn in as backup, right? Moscot Marauder is going to soften it up a little bit. Now your Oathsworn goes in and has a little bit more of an easier time. 73 and 54 instead of, I think it was previously 99 and 54 or something like that. Got some Chosen Swords over here. The Chosen Swords should just go help. And you can see they're hemming in Kush here as well. You could probably, if you wanted to, do a swap here, get that charge bonus back on the Moscot Marauder. Saba's General's dead, by the way. Chosen Swords. Here come the Wodenaz Spears. So these are the spears that were back at the point. You know, Egypt's Royal Peltis is back here as well. Still got a bunch of Chosen Swords. Moscow Marauders now swapping out. So the Oathsworn, he I believe, okay, I thought he eliminated one, but there's still this one here. So now this is where it gets a little bit tricky because you do still have these levy pikemen. So they just got to be conscientious of how they handle this, right? Don't let the levy pikes just walk into you. Don't charge into them. You know, lead them into kill boxes, things like that. You know, make them come to you, right? You're the defenders. They have to walk forward. You don't. You can set up basically wherever you want. Won't have spears charging the Shotels here, and probably going to get the Chosen Sword coming in as well. Sworn, yeah. So that's exactly what they're doing. So you can see they're not advancing into this. Levy Pike's now just getting shot. It's probably not going to take very much ammo to get rid of these guys. 35 base morale. As they get shot, they're just going to break. Gallic Hunters, look at that. 277, 259, 220. Oh my god, they have so many kills. It's probably a lot of the troops that were up on the wall and stuff like that. And Arverni looks like he's out for the kill. He's sending a bunch of Chosen Swords over to the flank here. They have enough that they can probably hold this, and I think he wants to blow through here. They do need to be a little bit careful because they might need to pull one of these units and come back here. Because they do have a pretty decent force still set up here. Lady Pike's 56 kills now. He must have run out of ammo. What they should do, you got a 122-man Chosen Sword. They should walk this guy down the wall into the back. Swordmaster's 372 kills. Shotel Warriors are 127, 125. So the Shotels are getting kills. Here we go. Now here comes the collapse. It's actually going to come from the other side. They also sent one unit all the way around. Wodenaz Spears 120, I think it was. 128 now. And Kush is going to break. I think that's army losses. Yep, look at that. Army losses kicking in. You still have the Carthaginian general, but it's just not enough. All right, let's go look at some kills here. So starting off for the defenders, we've got Egypt, Al-Khazazif, 1,321 kills. Archers, look at that, 243, pretty good. A really small army here. You know, I think realistically, like, he was pretty well, you know, double teamed, you know what I mean? We've got Master Sergeant, 4th Kentucky here with a Swaby, 2,480 kills. You know, and honestly, I think these kills could have been higher with a bit more Sword Masters and such. You know, 393 on this one. His Bloodsworn did excellent. His Wodenhouse Spears did solid. Don't get me wrong, but I think he probably could have done better than that. We got Byzantine. This is the person who sent it in. 2,848 kills, and I believe that is the most in the game. Let's see. Camel Cataphracts just wrecked, man. 462, 334, 327. Just really doing some work. Herf as Arverni with 2,538 kills. Kind of coming in and cleaning stuff up here. You know, you've got the Chosen Swords, 218, 211, 207. 2538 is pretty good across the board. For the attackers, we got Killicam 1773 as Carthage. Honestly, realistically, doing as best as he could. You know what I mean? That was kind of a rough battle after Seleucid got knocked out. You know, his Sam Knights did solid. His Noble Fighters did very good. Seleucid, I hate to say it's rough, man. It happens, and I think we've all been there. Lewis Southcott as Pontus with 1,300 kills. He broke the rules. And finally, as Kush, Hunted Ass Deslea, something like that, 1807. Honestly, not bad. Showtels did pretty solid. You know, I don't get the Nubian Spear, and they're not very good. Archers did okay. But yeah, that is it. That is going to be it for today's battle. Thank you guys so much for joining. Don't forget that if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We will see you guys next time.